Hey guys, welcome back to Habitual Crypto. My name's Dan, and today we're going to take a look at Bitcoin and its little rally it had today and see if that can hold. We're also going to talk a lot about some NFT projects as well as chart them out um, and do some technical analysis for them here. Um, but with that, we will jump right into the Bitcoin chart, which has been developing kind of just how we predicted. Turn the music on a little bit. So, if you have a look here, when this first happened, when the drop first happened back about 10 days ago, a couple days after that, my analysis was that we were going to range between 42,000 and 52,000. That's what I thought we would be ranging in. And hopefully tightening up eventually with a big breakout to go up and test new all-time highs. We had this pattern for about a week, and you can see as soon as we broke out here, this is on the 4-hour, we had a big move up. And what I've been saying, in order for this move to be very bullish, we have to close like a daily candle above 52,000. And you see we got right up to the Fibonacci retracement level, right above that, the 618, and traders use that as a resistance level. They took some profits, and now we come right down to the 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level, which is a very important spot. If we can hold there, that this may very well get up where we're looking a little faster than we thought. But we gotta look. We first talked about the 1 hour, how we were making higher lows. That has continued. Then we moved on to the 4-hour, and we've also been able to make higher high, higher low, higher high, and now it looks like we're setting up for a higher low. But we have, anything above 47,000 as a turnaround point would be a higher low. So the 4-hour is looking really good. Then we go to the 12-hour, which we did not have yesterday, but we were able to finally get that. We were waiting for a higher high, and we finally got that here. And now anything above 47, anything above 47,000 as a would be a higher low. So if we look at the daily, so the 12 hours looking nice. The daily could very well turn around, but we're still we made kind of an equilibrium here from our previous highs, but we made a higher low here, and now we moved up, and we did make a higher high on the candle. It looks like we'll close here, but most likely we will see a small pullback, and what you want to see is anything above really above 47 again would give us a daily higher low and possibly continue this trend up. But a lot of people are saying, oh, this is it, we're we're going up. We're gonna make all new all-time highs, guys. Even if we get up to like 56,000, that would be great. But if we go to the weekly here, you know, anything below 57.5 is technically just a weekly higher low. So even if we get up this high, you have to be very cautious. There might, you know, we may just be setting up for a long-term consolidation here. That's very possible. We could get up to 56, around 56, and then come back down, and hopefully make a higher low and not go even lower, down to like that 42 level that a lot of people have been predicting. So, you know, it's not to be fearful of anything. I think we're looking very good overall. But, you know, and it's not bad for Bitcoin to consolidate here and get enough pressure to really get us on one of these long pumps here. That would be the best case scenario in my mind. We could get up to, you know, 65, 70. But it takes some time for some consolidation here. We don't want to just keep going straight up. So we'll see what happens, but you know, that what happened today was really nice, and you know, it kind of, you know, if it doesn't mean we're going straight up, you know, past all-time highs, we're at least looking good. You know, it's not like, you know, we don't have to be scared of dropping down to 30,000. I really do not believe anything like that's going to happen. Not financial advice, but I wouldn't expect that. 1 second. Sorry about that. So yeah, I mean, on the short term, we just broke through this wedge here and got the bounce. And if you were watching that, you know, once we confirmed above that, that would have been a nice time to buy. That would have been a safer time to buy rather than trying to guess, you know, if we were going to break through or not. So but yeah, this is a strong resistance point here between, you know, 52,000 and the Fibonacci retracement level here at 52.5. So that's going to be our next kind of resistance point we want to watch, and we'll see if possibly, you know, we come down and make, it's possible we come and make support on this previous pattern, and that will also act as a support there. But yeah, let's move on to Ethereum, which also, you know, following Bitcoin, had a nice little move up in the past 24 hours. So let's see. So yeah, Ethereum on the 4-hour making a higher high, higher low, and then struggling to get that, making a higher high from here, but this congestion here is acting as a pretty big resistance point. But it does look like we're consolidating. Let's go to the 1-hour. We'll see if Ethereum can kind of stay on this uptrend here. But, you know, very well might see a little, you know, anything higher than 1456 is a higher low to keep the 1 hour trend going up here. It's nothing really too significant. The buyer momentum is waning here on the MACD, so we might see some you know, selling off here, but again, the goal is to just keep making higher lows here. And even if we make this, let's move this here. This is going to kind of be our guide here for the next day or two. And then, you know, I expect once we can break through this 1720 level, we'll see you know, some buys coming in, possibly a big pop there. Let me know if you guys have any specific coins you want charted out. I was gonna talk about all the rage right now, and I want to give you my thoughts on everything, and you know, I'm pretty bullish on them, but there are quite a few projects coming out, and personally I'm going to be sticking with some of the more solidified projects rather than just jumping in on anything that seems to be, you know, seems to be what all the rave is about. So SKL, yeah, we can check that out. Okay, so let's first, you know, see what our support lines are here. This is a right around 19.2 cents, 19 cents roughly. This area here is a big support level. You know, kind of when you broke it here, you had a nice little boom, and you know, this is a little above it, right around between 19 and 20 cents. You have some support that acted as a, you know, a springboard to really make your biggest move here. And then this looks like when Bitcoin dropped, this brought down, it was brought down to around 19.2 cents, and you've had 3 supports here, so that's really good to see. That's basically sellers saying, or buyers saying that they will buy here, you know, no matter what's going on. You know, obviously some more drastic things could happen, but overall, it looks good. And you were definitely on a, you know, you were on a trend line here that broke, which is why you had that move. So it's not actually from the top, it's from here. that that was hit many times, and you can see, you know, you had a little fake out here, but when you finally did break above it and make it support, that's immediately you got the big move there. So I'm sure some people kind of probably bought in here and got, you know, if they didn't hold it, you know, they might have sold for a loss once it got down here. But if you were patient, it came up again, made it support, and you had a nice big move here. And so on the hourly, you're making higher highs, higher lows, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So you're on a good trajectory here. So what you want to see is this hold. You want to see this pattern hold. So here, you shorted Aavex to reach 25. Hey, Mr. Pepsi. So, George, are you saying you did that recently? You're hoping it hits 25? Or you did that up here? Yeah, I'll check that. Yeah, George, you see on the MACD here, we are seeing some seller momentum, or some seller, the momentum is waning here. So, you know, you still have some time to go, but yeah, you're hoping it hits 25. I mean, the short-term trend has not changed yet on the hourly. So if this breaks, I think it will definitely hit 25. But you might see a bounce, you know, right around, you know, 26.3. You know, that's about where this is lining up, depending on how long it takes to get down here. So, you know, I don't know if it's going to hit 25, but if this breaks, I think there's a good chance it will hit 25. So you just got to hope that this this pattern here breaks bearish. More there isn't, you know, there's some resistance, not much though, around 25.6. So it's possible it gets stopped there, but I think if it breaks this pattern, you'll probably at least see 25. So let's look at the 4-hour really quick. Yeah, I mean everything's kind of looking. You need the short-term trend to change. You know, I mean, if you're patient enough, even if it comes up quite a bit, it may just do a higher low from here, and then you could see a lower high that goes below 25. But that's, you know, that's, don't really know. The buyer momentum is waning though. So Yeah. Yeah, we'll take a look at ADA. Let me just check out. This one here. Chili's. Mr. Pepsi, I think this is what you're looking at. Let's see here. Where you think it might drop? Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to do TA on this type of so, you know, one bearish sign is that you have higher highs here, but on the RSI for the same time frame you have bearish divergence here. Higher highs, lower highs. So that's you know, that's one indicator that it might be topping out here. Now this is not financial advice, but you know, it did have quite a run, and let's see if we go a little, zoom in a little more here. Let's go, if you really want to look that close, this is on the 5 minute. So it's almost hitting a double top here. It seems like buyers got up to here, you know. Now it might come and try a third time and be able to break it. So if this is the 5 minute chart, so if you break this line here, which will probably be around like 0.78, depending on how long it takes to get down here. But if you break this trend, that's a clear sign that you might be topping out here and it's going to take a little break. That doesn't mean it's going to go, you know, all the way down, but it will start a little retracement and then probably consolidate somewhere. So I mean, you really got to kind of wait and see, but the trend, let's go to the 30 minute. Yeah, so on the 30 minute, you just barely made a higher low here. It almost came down, but it still technically was a higher low. And now you're going up and you did make a higher high. So the trend is still up, but it's weakening. And it, you know, it's going to take some big buys to kind of get up past those levels, I think. So, you know, when something pumps like this, it's not that easy to figure out where we're going here. Let's see, that was February. We can do a Fibonacci retracement from this, from that high to that low. And you see you did the full retracement, and so a key level would be right around the 99.3 cents. That's the 1.618. If it does make another move, I would expect this to be a big retracement level, like a place a lot of traders would be looking to take out some profits. So, and if not, there's a good chance it comes, you know, if this does drop, there's a good chance it's going to come down and you sold at, yeah, so 0.7 is the got in at 0.7 and sold it. Yeah, so chances are if it does drop, it's going to hold at 0.7, its previous all-time highs. It will probably come back 0.7 a new support, and then start going up to make higher highs than that. But yeah, I think that's a good trade if you're able to sell at 0.82. So yeah, that's good. Let's take a look at ADA. So Cardano looks like it's it was able to break out of here. It didn't get too much of a bump, but it's coming down, and it looks like it's trying to make support on here and kind of change the trend back up. Let's see. So on the 4 hour, it's kind of hitting some resistance, and you want to stay above. It looks like it might be consolidating here, but if it falls below if it falls below like 120, 121, or its previous low here, like around 121, that might not, that might be a little warning. But it was able to break up. It's just kind of holding here. If we don't see some sort of move here, it's not looking all that great. Yeah, we'll take a look at algo. Yeah, so with Cardano, you're still making, daily, in the long-term time frame, you're making higher daily lows. So you made your daily high, higher daily low, then we peaked out here, higher daily high, and now anything above 96 cents is technically a daily high or low. It just may confirm that, then if you do make a higher low, you're going to have to go up and pass all-time highs. Otherwise, it's going to be it's probably going to mean the trend is reversing. And I mean, Cardano was on a crazy spree there. Went up like 300%. So, but yeah, you do still have these supports here. Previous resistance marks. So So these are like the pivot points for your higher lows. So yeah, you want, it looks like it's tightening up. There was already a move here, but seems to be forming, another kind of pattern here. But it's not, there's nothing wrong with it yet until until you get down past 120.21 on the 4 hour. The trend is still technically, it's an equilibrium. It's not bearish yet. This is Algorand. I think Algorand is looking pretty good. It's on the 4 hour, it's continuing to make higher highs and higher lows. So that trend is good. And yeah, you might just have to be a little more patient on Algorand. It's looking like it might. You got in at 1.1. So if it is able to break if it's able to get above this pattern, you know, this would be your target to take profits at. And looking at the chart, I mean, I would probably, you know, not financial advice, but there's a lot of congestion here. So you're pretty much in clear skies until, put a couple. For this pattern to complete, it would go all the way up to about 1.55. But let's see. But you also want to look at previous resistance. So it's hitting previous resistance here, or previous support here. That's what it's hitting now. So if it gets above that, you're gonna look most likely right around here, 1.46. You know, that's a rough. There's a few resistance point here, but you hit here, here, here. So And then the next point would be at the top of the pattern, which is also some resistance here and here, and some support here. So those are the two levels I would be looking at if you break through here. But there isn't much resistance or support in this big area here. So if you do break through, I would expect you're going to get up here. Not financial advice, but that's what I would that's what I'd guess. Yeah, and algo came down quite a bit, so I was going to talk a little bit about NFTs today. But basically, if you guys have any coins, I'll chart them out. But in the meantime, if you saw Engine, and actually I could pull up Engine because we've been talking about Engine a lot. We talked about it yesterday. Yeah, we've been charting out Engine here since it was 65 cents, 66 cents, and it had some really good news today, which is, you know, why I think it had such a big move. But yeah, it's yeah, this is the news for engines like NFTs. Everyone's talking about NFTs now, but Engine has these new blockchain products called JumpNet and Affinity, and basically what it's going to do, because they're on the Ethereum blockchain, and everyone's complaining about the high gas fees because it costs a lot, you know, and so the way they're fixing that is using basically what the goal is to like with JumpNet, they'll transfer tokens onto the JumpNet's smart contracts, and users will be able to lock up their tokens on Ethereum and then kind of unlock them the corresponding amount on the other side. So it's kind of like you're borrowing, you prove you have it on the Ethereum blockchain, and then you're able to use it on the JumpNet bridge, and so you're able to use it without having to actually transfer the Ethereum token. That's kind of how it works, but yeah, they came out with these solutions today, which is what needs to happen until Ethereum 2.0 comes out. These projects need to work with other teams and get solutions for the gas fees, you know, for the next year or so. So that was one thing. We've been looking at Engine, and they come out with this, and they go up like 50% today. So that's Engine is one of the top crypto projects in the NFT space. They've been in it for years. So like when I say if I'm investing in NFTs, I'm going to get into ones that are really solid in the whole space. They already have a big name for themselves. Um, you got them talking on CNBC about NFTs, so we could listen to that real quick.
I want to ask Magic and Michael about something else that's going on in the sports world, and it has to do with collectibles. We had a conversation in the last hour with Gary Vaynerchuk about what's called NFTs, these non-fungible tokens. These are these digital tokens, but cover of Business Week just last week had a sneaker, and it said, "This is not a sneaker; it's an asset class." And I'm curious how both of you are thinking about that world these days. Magic?
Well, things are changing. When you think about trading cards, that was everything when we all grew up, right? And collecting those trading cards. Now, as you've seen, the whole game has changed, and now things are going to be a lot different with this new way of collecting sports paraphernalia, as well as cars, jerseys, all of it, sneakers. Everything is about to change.
Michael, you're producing now limited edition jerseys that are now going to be even more valuable. And how's that going to work?
Yeah, look, I think the whole collectible category is exploding, both physical and digitally. And I think certainly what you saw in 2020 was just a complete breakout. E-commerce took a big step function up. Certainly, Finax was a big beneficiary of that. But I think in the collectibles space, people staying at home, spending more time at home, the collectibles business really had a big surge. And now what you're seeing is digitally, this is also a big opportunity. I think the space that Gary was talking to you about earlier is one that's very exciting. I think it's almost a frenzy happening right now. I'll tell you, I think there's going to be tremendous value created, but also there's so many people getting into it. I don't think everyone's going to be successful. I think it's really going to be about creating incredible content, incredible product. That's what's going to have longevity. You certainly, as the leader in the space, it's something we're paying close attention to, and we think it's very exciting.
Magic knows this because I told him this about a year ago. I've got his rookie card, Topps, with Larry on it, and Dr. J. You know the card I'm talking about.
That's right.
It's a great card.
So, yeah, like NBA Top Shots, which is like Flow, is the token for Dapper Labs, I believe. We could take a look at them. They've been doing really good too. But I'm thinking, they got the NBA license like a year ago, and I'm, whatever NFT companies get the NFL and the MLB, like, that's, if any news like that comes out, I'll probably be investing in one of those companies. And I wouldn't be surprised if Dapper Labs here is the one that gets some more of these sports franchises licensed. So I like them as a investment, and we'll go through some of their charts. And the other thing, Kings of Leon to release first ever music album as an NFT. So I mean, it's there's no real limit to what's going to end up being part of the crypto community. But yeah, I don't know if this means only certain people will get to listen to it or what. But now the music industry, this isn't going to end with Kings of Leon. More people will look at it here. So, but the Litecoin Charlie Lee saying he sees a lot of parallels between 2021's NFTs with 2017's ICOs, meaning, basically you have to be careful out there because things could really people could get screwed over on some of this stuff because everyone's so hyped about it that people will try to take advantage of that hype and just have really good marketing on social media with actually no product whatsoever. So you gotta be careful about it. Don't just go throwing money in any new NFT project that people are talking about. He said cheese is pumping. Yeah, it got above the trend line here. Yeah, this was our flow. This is Dapper Labs who created NBA Top Shots, and they broke out of all-time highs and then went right up to very close to the next Fibonacci retracement level. And now it seemed like they're, came back down, all the way back down, and if you guys like the content, feel free to subscribe or follow me on Twitch. This is a very short term time frame, but I want to be surprised if it breaks down and makes support on its previous highs again, which I guess are right there, so it already did. When it came back down at right here, it touched before. That's where it ended up, and buyers bought in. So probably see some consolidation here, but if the NFT craze keeps going on, once the real mainstream gets into crypto even more, I see flow like Dapper Labs. They've had a lot of really good successful products, but just with the NBA Top Shots, I don't see why they wouldn't already be working on trying to get like the NFL or the MLB, you know, and they're one of the only ones that have a proven product that already works pretty well, so with the NBA. So, you know, if the alt season ever hits, I think Flow will do very well, and I think Engine will do very well. Another one that we've been looking at is Decentraland, which is Mana. And they actually just got up past this trying to make support on this break through this resistance line and make support on it from here to here to here. Yeah, I mean, if it's able to kind of make support on this line, I think it's gonna head up to, you know, 35 cents, 36 cents again. There's not much holding it back once it gets past there. But it's fighting. See what happens with that. But I like Decentraland is like a game that you can create NFTs like in, and it's also like an actual video game that hooks up to your wallet, your like MetaMask wallet and stuff. So I don't know, kind of. But if you look at the bigger pattern here, since, you know, February 10th, almost a month now, this is a big consolidation range. Bitcoin dominance still fighting, just kind of staying. It is tightening up. It seems to be staying in the 62s. Here's 1 inch on a symmetrical triangle here. I think it's a good chance this breaks up from here. Then you're going to have another little resistance point. Aave might be ready to get up out of here. Or it's going to have one more leg down. Yeah, Aave's one I would be looking out for. Not financial advice, but and even on the RSI, this is on the hourly, but you have higher highs, and on the RSI in the same time frame, higher lows or lower highs. So there's some divergence there. But yeah, we'll have to see if it can break out of this pattern here. But this is a pretty long pattern. So over a month. And it had a nice move from the bottom up here, so maybe it's ready for some more. Got AMP here. Cosmos, I just had a really nice move. When will ADA hit $2? So the first thing ADA needs to do is get up above this 0.5 Fibonacci retracement level and make support. That's the first thing ADA needs to do. This was kind of broke out of this pattern since the pullback, and it's kind of a weak bounce. It didn't really bounce at all. So though on the 4 hour the selling momentum is weaning a little bit, so it could pick back up, but it's getting pretty close to where maybe you'll see some buys here. But first you want to get up above the 0.5 Fibonacci, make that support. Then once you pass all-time highs here, your second Fibonacci extension, the 2.618, that's right around $2. That's a little above $2. So, you know, if it can do that, when that's going to happen, who knows? If you're just, you know, if you're just looking at dollar-wise, I think if Bitcoin gets up to, you know, 70K, I think there's a good chance ADA will hit $2. So, but yeah, you're gonna have to have some patience here, and you gotta see if this buying picks up a little bit. But yeah, the right around $1.32, that you need to get above $1.32 again and make support there. That's the first step in getting up to $2. Is it a good time to buy ADA right now? ADA is forming an equilibrium here. So even if there will be a decent sized move pretty soon. Because it's tightening. You can see, like, people have settled that between $1.22 and $1.26, and even it's even tighter now. If you go on the 15-minute here, like for the past 24 hours, you're only ranging, you know, from $1.22 to like, yeah, $1.26. You're in this, you know, this has been an entire day where it's been more spread out. So if you want to, you know, not financial advice, but if I were going to put a trade in, It's most likely going to get tighter and tighter in here, but I would wait for it to break. You know, it like I would probably put a buy around $1.27 to be on the safe side. Because if it breaks up, it's probably going to go test $1.32. But I wouldn't make a trade until I saw that it was once it breaks the trend line up bullish, then that increases the probability that it's going to continue going up instead of, you know, breaking down and testing these lows again. So yeah, we don't really need the big. Yeah, see, you know, it did change the hourly trend. But now you're looking for it to change the daily trend. So, or even no, I don't believe in that pattern. You know, you gotta look at the specific altcoins. I believe in the Bitcoin dominance chart. That's what I've been railing about. This is since the beginning of the year. Most altcoins have done better than Bitcoin percentage-wise since the beginning of 2021. Before that, Bitcoin was doing way better. Now, if your original question about Aave going to $2, if this dominance chart for Bitcoin breaks down, which I think the chances are it probably will break down rather than up, that means a lot of the money that's in Bitcoin, the percentage of the money in crypto will be, more of it will be going to the altcoins, and most of it will be going to the top 10 altcoins. So Ethereum and Cardano being 2 and 3, you know, I can see a lot of the profits from Bitcoin going into Cardano if this breaks. This is what you want to happen if you want. This doesn't mean Bitcoin's going down. It just means the percentage of all the crypto market cap that Bitcoin holds is going down. It's being more evenly distributed between altcoins and Bitcoin. So, me personally, more invested in altcoins. I'm hoping this comes down and touches around 50. I think we'll probably have a little bounce around 57.5 if we break. And it's getting very, very close to breaking these big support levels. So we'll see what happens. If Bitcoin rockets up to 65K, that's probably going to give it another little bounce on Bitcoin dominance. So if it gradually goes up or stays sideways, which I think is more probable, I think eventually this is going to break and we'll see a big drop, probably down to around 57. most altcoins are worth holding right now, in my opinion. Not financial advice, but ADA is a little bit of a different story because it's had such big gains over the last what is this? February 1st. Like most coins have not. Why does it do that? Hold on. I mean, 260% minimum, probably closer to from like its previous highs in 1 month, 260%. So no, I think, you know, not financial advice, but I think at this point, because ADA has went up almost 300% in a month, it's probably going to cool down for a while. And I think other coins there are better coins to invest in that have gone up and then already had their retracements. Let me give you an example. Aave, one of the biggest like blue chip DeFi plays. It made all-time highs at 562, kind of like ADA had a really big run, but you see how far it came back down. Like, it is very possible that ADA over another month has, slow, you know, decline to where it's, where buyers will try to get back in. So, but Aave already had that move down. It made great support like 3 times on previous resistance. That's what you want to see. And now it's confirming that it's going back, it's trying at least to go back up. And it's very close to breaking out of this trend. Now it might come down and test this one more time, but it is, normally they don't finish their patterns here. Normally, I would say March 8th would probably be the we were looking at algo, and I think, yeah, okay, that we just looked at Algorand. Same, not financial advice, but speak directly to your question. Algo is probably a better investment than ADA right now. That doesn't mean ADA can't have one more burst up, but it's gotta have a, it looks like it might be kind of tilting towards having a little downward momentum right now, where algo had this big retracement. Let's see. Came down 55%. That's what you want to see, between like right around 50%. When you see those on a good project like Algorand, and you can see right here was right before it had these big moves. It made support right on that area, and now it's moving through this upward channel here. If it breaks up, this is the pattern completion it should come all the way up to here. Yeah. So yeah, you know, uh, it's very possible, you know, ADA doesn't, because it's got so much hype right now, maybe it doesn't come down all that much. It's got some support here too. So it may just stay here is my point. It may just stay, you know, it may come back up and make a higher low. I think that is more likely than its all-time high rather than going up above it. I think it's more like it comes here, makes a higher low, or a lower high, excuse me, makes a lower high, then kind of just coils. I'll draw it out for you here, what I mean. I think most likely ADA could do this and just get tighter and tighter and tighter until its next move up. But that may take some time. Some of these consolidate for a month, you know, so but if it loses these key supports here, I think it's definitely coming back down to around $1. If it loses one, like 118, I think it's, you know, coming back down to $1. That's my opinion. Is that a dumb decision? Is that what you're asking? Yeah, you know, it's possible. You know, like I said, it could come up and make a higher low, or a lower high here. Just consolidate. That's very possible. You just gotta, you know, if you bought lower and you want to protect some profits, um, you know, maybe put a stop loss around like where is it? Like $1.15. Like $1.15.8. That's, I think if you lose that level, you're probably going to come down and test $1 again. Hope that helps. You know, we all have different risk reward, you know, tolerances, but that's, you know, it seems like you're doing good. I would just, you know, best advice, buy low and sell high. So, you know, if you've made a bunch of money on ADA already, then ADA is at its highs. Not quite, you know, its highest high, but it's at, you know, it's still 200 and over 200% up for the month. So that's really good. Hi guy. How you doing, man? It's no problem, man. Yeah, I don't know about a coin you bought for 56 cents on ADA. Yeah, so you doubled your money on ADA. So most, you know, most you know, I most people would say, you know, that's a very good gain. You know, you don't want to get married to these coins. You want to get into can you give me some 10 baggers you see up and coming on Binance? Are you talking about like a Binance Smart Chain or just Binance in general? Like not you're not talking about like Pancake Swap, right? Yeah, just on the exchange. Yeah, I mean these are some projects I'm looking at. This is not financial advice, but we were just talking Aave. Okay, I'm looking at well-established coins that had a 50%, 55 almost percent retrace, and now is changing the daily uptrend. So there's, you know, we'll see what happens, but like if it breaks this trend, so I would put a buy, you know, I might put a buy above the trend a little bit if I'm keeping an eye on stuff, you know. But in time, I firmly believe Aave is gonna have another sort of pump similar to you know this, and that's on Binance. You got Synthetics is doing a similar thing here with Synthetics. It had a big correction. Let's see how much it came down. About 52%, and now, you know, it looks very similar to Aave. And it broke out of its little channel there. So, you know, there's a chance you're making a higher low, and maybe you want to, or a lower high, and wait on you know, this one's already moved a bit, but these coins can move pretty fast. But what you want to do is find clear bottoms for these for some of these coins. Let's look at Sushi. Acro. Yeah, Acro looks pretty nice to me. You can see right, you know, right where this huge candle took off is where it made support. And then you have more support here. It hit a couple times. And this wick, is most likely, yeah, this was the day Bitcoin dropped. So the wicks on all of these are probably a little lower than they would have been if Bitcoin hadn't gone crazy. Yeah, I got it. It's AKRO. Uh, yeah, I gotta fix it. I'm trying to figure out how to put a big watermark of the symbol in the middle there. But it's AKRO. But yeah, this definitely was able to change the pattern here. So basically, unless anything drastic happens with Bitcoin, I don't think it's going to go below these levels. Gonna have some resistance there, and then what do I typically look for before buying the hour chart? So I think I'll put this on here. Hold on. Excuse me. So like when you got down here, you want to wait for no, it's okay. You want to wait for higher lows on the hourly. So you want to wait for the trend to reverse. So it got down here and just kind of stayed sideways, right? And then you're anything lower than this 38, what is it, 3.8 cents is a lower high on the hourly for the past week. And then finally to yesterday you were able to break above this previous high here. So, and now you've broken this resistance. But basically you just want to keep making higher lows, and I like to wait until there's then you zoom out, go to the 4 hour, and so on the 4 hour is the next thing you want to change, and I like to wait until there's a 12 hour trend change before making, basically you're looking initially, you could look at the 1 hour, you wait for the trend change, right? Then you zoom out, go to the 4 hour, wait for the trend change, and then you go to the 12 hour, and once you see the trend change with the 12 hour, that, at least for me, makes me feel a lot more comfortable entering a trade. So looking at this one on the 4 hour, you've made a higher high from here, from this previous high, but now you're looking for a higher low, which is really anything above this red line here, which most likely will happen, but you want to see a higher low, and then you want to see getting above the 0.5. And if you're able to do that, basically if you come here, make a higher high, higher low, and then you get up here when well, hold on, let me look at the 12 hour, see what we're looking at. So yeah, on the 12 hour, you were able to make a higher high. You're doing it right now from here. Okay? So now what I'm looking for is a higher low. And if you get the higher low here and it starts to turn, that is a good buying point. And most likely that higher low will find support right around the tops of these candles here. I mean, like, I'm not really a day trader. Not really. I'm more of a swing trader. So, like, some people some people do the same exact system, but with the 5 minute. And as soon as there's a 5 minute trend change, they'll hop in. So, it's all about your risk, how far you want to go out. Some people who are very conservative wait for a weekly trend change before getting in. Like swing traders are more long-term waiting. They'll move, like we were talking about. Like if you were in Cardano for a long time, you wait until you get that big move, and then you take your profits and swing them into another asset that is down in a consolidation, towards a lower level, not that hasn't had such a high movement. 1 second. So yeah, it really just depends on, oh sorry, I never turned the music back on. It really just depends on your risk tolerance. There is big, I I don't with Ada you're talking about. Like I said, if it was me, I would, you know, you could a strategy sometimes I follow if I am in it more long term. I put if my initial investment doubles, I take out my original investment and leave the rest to ride, because that's like free money in a coin, you know, that you didn't have before, and then I take my original investment and look somewhere else. So with Ada, yeah, like I said, there's a good chance it goes up and makes a lower high. I think that's probably the biggest probability. And if it does start to drop, you know, I would have my stop losses in. I think it was around like $1.15. If it goes below that, that makes me pretty confident that it's going to go down to $1 and probably consolidate there. So that's what I would be doing, but that's me. Everyone's different. But yeah, with some people use like quarterly, like 3-month candles, and they wait for trend changes on that before they'll get in. So yeah, stop. You said you're on Binance, right? Yes, Binance has a stop loss option. I could show you real quick. One second here, I'm trying to. So this is just an example here. This is on Binance Futures. So it's a little different. Yeah, it's a little different. There we go. So this is, so what you want to do is you go to stop limit here, and basically you just put in you know, what price you want it to what price you want it to put the order in. So if this is Bitcoin, if you wanted to sell everything at $50,000, you would put it in at $50,000, and then you put in how much you would want to sell at that price, and if the price gets down that far, yeah, stop limit. If the price gets down that far, then it will basically put the order in to sell, and then let me see here. I'd suggest you watch like a yeah, because you have the option of putting in a stop if you want. Because basically a simple stop limit order will, if it gets down to that price, it will try to sell at that price. But the limit is if it reaches, like, let's say it's crashing, like, and it can't fill your order at 50,000, you might not want it to sell everything at, you know, if it jumps down to 45,000, you might not want it to sell everything at 45,000, because there could be a big bounce back up there. So basically you can limit it, so if it falls below 48,000, basically cancel the sale. I hope that makes sense. It's kind of like a way you got, yeah. You got 400 ADA and you want to sell 200 at 110. Yeah, so you would put 110 in the stop area. You put like 110 in the stop. So so once it hits that, it will put your order in the sales column. It will try to sell 200 ADA at $1.10. And then with the limit price, I just want to make sure I have that right for you. Okay. Um, okay, so let me re let me I figured it out what I was messing up there. So a stop, if you put 110, $1.10 in the stop section, it's going to market sell your 200 ADA. It will fill that order no matter what. So if the price keeps dropping, it might sell some of them at 110, but let's say it's quickly dropping, it's going to sell maybe some of them at $1.09, $1.08, $1.07, like all the way until the 200 are sold. Where a limit order will sell as much as it can at it will sell as much as it can at $1.10, but if it doesn't sell all 200, it will stop there until the price goes back up to 110, and then it will try to sell the rest. Does that make sense? You put the amount you want to sell in the amount column. So the stop category is for a market sell, where it will make sure your order gets filled no matter how low the price goes. It will start the order when it reaches 110, but it will keep selling it even if it goes lower than that. So you don't have to put a stop in there. You can just do the limit, which would be $1.10, and it will sell as much of those at $1.10 as it can. And I believe the fee would be higher for the stop category. I think you're paying fees either way, but the fee on the stop, because that becomes a market order, would be you're basically asking Binance to make sure you sell all of this, so it has to do a little more work. So I believe the fee is a little higher with that. You were going to sub me, but there's no tab yet. Really? I probably should have figured that out, huh? trying to figure it out. Hi, guy. Well, I'll figure it out, and you could sub tomorrow. You'd be my first one, so I'd appreciate it. But it is 5:30, so I'm actually going to be heading out. But I will be on tomorrow from 3:30 to 5:30, Monday through Thursdays. And you know, if I get enough subs, eventually maybe we'll extend those hours. So but no problem. Good luck trading. I hope you guys make some money. All right, I will leave you with my intro video, and God bless.